tell us about your first round pick?
Yeah, Braeden Cootes, captain in Seattle. Our guys were very excited about him leading up to the meeting today, and we had few guys that we were hoping going to be available at 15. You never know when you're picking there, but when we were getting closer to the pick there, and Braeden was a guy. The scouting staff was definitely very excited, and so am I, to get a right shot center, captain of the team, captain of Team Canada's gold medal team in Dallas earlier, and believe there is upside for him to be a mid-six center.
Was there anything that stuck out in conversations with him that you maybe learned or liked about him?
Well, I think his demeanor of being a fairly mature 18-year-old here, how he led Seattle through a tougher year, and were able to get them in the playoffs, and how he were able to get a gold medal for Canada down at U18. I think he's a leader by example, on and off the ice, and our staff was really impressive with him during the process of the due diligence, meeting him in Seattle and in Buffalo as well.
I know you guys weren't going to be afraid to trade the pick. How close were you
to trading the 50 or pick? There were conversations around the league, but except for Islanders players trade, as far as I know, there haven't been any players trade today, right? So the conversation didn't lead much. I think some conversation, I would imagine, will continue here over the next couple of days and see where it goes, but not involving obviously draft picks here in the first round today.
Apparently, the second pick was available, the fourth pick had been discussed. It just seemed like there was a lot of picks there if anybody wanted. So why do you think there hasn't been that movement? Are the picks just not worth as much this year because the salary cap has gone up?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I think maybe the teams have more or less the same players and in the same spots on the list. Maybe they felt they would get us somehow a similar player further down in the draft. There were definitely multiple teams with several picks in the first round, and some of them were trying to get up, but not as intriguing a package that would make sense for us to trade down.
And as far as Braeden goes, how big a factor in your decision to draft him is his leadership and sort of that character, especially after what we saw this past season?
Well, I think that along with his position where he plays and being a right shot center, which is extremely hard to get in the league, and for a young player like him, what he brought to the team in Seattle and around Hockey Canada too, he's an impressive young man. So definitely for us, we felt that we have a lot of good younger defensemen in our system. So adding forwards and centers was important for us here.
How much is the program in Seattle itself, which is producing so many players, how much does that factor into your evaluation of what it could be?
Well, obviously, you're right. They have, and they have a lot of great history of NHL players coming out of that program, and Braeden being a captain, a leader of that team that excite my staff, and how he played and how prepared he was and the consistency. And I think that's something in that program that they, from the top, are teaching those young players there.
Patrik, the right-handed centerman who wins a ton of draws and is captain at 17, when they go in the middle of the first round, we're maybe used to that player archetype being 6'2", 6'3". He's 6 even. What do you see in his game that allows him to compensate for that?
Well, I think he's built thick. Like he's a thicker kid, strong on the puck, heavy down low. good skater, relentless, and I think those are attributes that will translate into the National Hockey League.
And when you are scouting a player and they're 17, but they're a captain in the CHL, what does that tell you right off the bat, even before you get to know the kid, about who they are?
Yeah, I think you more, or scouts get to know the person, Braeden here, you more they get to like what he had to bring, and his core values, and how he interact and how he treat his teammates, and being part of a community down under in Seattle, watching him around Team Canada as well. It was impressive, and very happy for him being part of that gold medal team. So obviously my scout's job is through the process on and off the ice, and making sure we're aware of what personalities we're bringing in here, and easier for our development staff to start working with Braeden here right away tomorrow. Michael Samuelsson and Komisarek are down in LA here and get to know all our picks here over the next couple of days.
How different is this year's development camp? Could it be just because of how deep Abbotsford went, and the fact that some of the guys there might and other years have attended? Like, is this going to be a different development camp?
Well, it's going to be different. Sammy and Como are always, and Cami are always looking to improve and find new ways to work with the players. We have a little bit of smaller group. I think initially we probably had our Abbotsford staff being involved with it, but they've done such a good job here and being away from their families, so we're letting them traveling home here. So Michael Samuelsson, Komisarek, the Sedins, and Jason Krog will run the camp.
And what about the decentralized draft here tonight? Just from your end, how did it go?
Well, I'm sure you guys are happy about it, being home here in Vancouver. I thought the league did a good job, and yeah, do I miss being around the players and other teams? Absolutely. I think that the National Hockey League has done a really good job hosting the draft, but it looked like it was a lot of fans down there in LA.
Not draft related, but I know a couple of days ago you spoke on Thatcher and had some optimism. Has anything moved in the last couple of days? And also, how much interest is there in him league-wide in a potential trade? Well,
both Thatcher and Connor Garland were two guys that expressed highly interest of staying in Vancouver really, really early. And they believed in the vision, they believed in the plan. And when we started to get the coaching staff in place here, both guys were part of the leadership group right away with Adam Foote here. So there have been very, very good conversations. So I hope we can get it over the finish line here over the next couple of days.
With Garland, the report that you guys are close to a deal, is there something you feel like you can, I know you can't do it now, but next week?
I sure hope so. I mean, Connor, since I've been here, the relationship that I've been with Connor and for him to be part of USA Hockey for 2 World Championships, and so happy for him to be part of winning this year. And I think that's something that the mindset of learning how to win has shown in the past. It is important for players. So I think Connor has been a very, very consistent player. So he's part of the leadership group, part of a group here that want to be in Vancouver, and I think that's really important for us. So I hope we'll get over the finish line here over the next couple of days.
Any chance of Besser or Suter?
We're still talking to their camps. I think in any player scenario, it's going to be that it's going to work for the player and work for the team. We talked to Besser's agent earlier here this morning, and we'll see. We still have to have a couple of pieces to figure out on our current roster over the next couple of days. But if we can find a number that works for both of us, I don't see why he couldn't be here.
Patrik, top 2-line center, we all know that that's a significant need for you now that the draft is passed and you're happy with your pick, so you don't have that weaponry to use to sort of address that. How aggressive do you feel you have to be between now and July 1 to get that sorted?
Well, I've been aggressive for a couple of months here, but I think the reality, you look around the league, I mean, most of the teams are looking for roster players. Usually you can see some transactions regarding roster players with first-round picks, but that was not the case this year. So I think that's an indication of the parity of the league. The cap is going up, and a lot of good teams around there. So we'll see here to be creative and see if there is ways to find center iceman here over the next couple of days.
In addition to being creative, are you guys actively thinking about just sort of ways to pivot where you can still address that before the market opens?
Yeah, and that's what I mean by being creative. Like, see if there is, first of all, there's going to be players that are available from other teams. We all know that the free agent pool is very, very small. So there is still some conversation going on with other teams and see where it leads over the next couple of days.
In Cootes, over your time as a scout, is there a player that he reminds you of that you watched before?
Well, I think that's a dangerous question to answer. I think you always want to shoot high, and I don't want to put the expectations up there. But I mean, he's a really, really solid two-way center with a leadership, and we all seen a lot of them over the years. But I don't want to put a name here and then it's just going to be hard for him right away. But what I will say though is that we're extremely excited about the way he plays and the way he helps his linemates to be better and team to be better.
He dropped Braeden Point on broadcast. What do you think?
So he did that. Well, I take that.
Did you see him for yourself in Seattle through the year, or just in?
I was in Dallas there and watched him there for I believe 4 games. Yeah. So, but I've been the scouts and working during the year and meetings and stuff like that. So he's been a name that's been on our radar very early on.
Well, how's it feel to be staying on the West Coast?
Feels awesome. Lived there for a year, and in Vancouver is such a nice city, and couldn't be happier.
You met with them at the Combine, I believe. Did you have an inkling that they were interested in you as a player?
I had a feeling. They took me to dinner, so I mean that's not always means you're going to go there, but had a bit of a feeling that they were interested, and I couldn't be happier to go there. I'm so excited.
Obviously, your qualities as a leader is one thing. Youngest captain, I believe, in the WHL. What kind of player are they getting?
A complete guy that competes his hardest every game, that has high IQ and is a good leader as well. And all I care about is winning. So don't care about anything else. I just want to win.
What's this process been like for you the last few days coming to LA and getting ready for this?
Yeah, it's been crazy, but it's been awesome. I mean, the first time ever coming to LA and seeing all the palm trees and all that. But just enjoying it with my family and just taking it all in.
What family do you have here with you today?
My immediate family, then a couple cousins, uncles, aunts, my grandpa. That's I think about 12, 13 people, so a good crew here.
You're pretty excited?
Yeah, they seem pretty excited. My uncle ran all the way from the other side of the stadium or the theater to come hug me, so it was pretty cool.
What were you an Oilers or Flames fan?
I was an Oilers fan, but not anymore, obviously. So, but yeah, not the Flames, no.
How's playing in Seattle helped your development?
It's been crucial. I mean, I'm the reason I'm talking to you right. They are the reason I'm talking to you right now. Odie and Bill and all the coaches there, everybody in the organization. Being there when I was 15 for the championship run to get to see everything that they did to what it takes to win. So yeah, I love playing there, and it's so crucial that I went there.
Matt O'Dette, obviously an experienced guy and clearly has had an impact on you. What can you say about the impact he's had and how he's helped you out?
Yeah, I mean, he's my favorite coach I've ever had. He's, the way he coaches too is so perfect for my style of game. 200 feet, hard skilled, that you don't cheat the game, but with the fundamentals and just winning. That's all that matters. All I care about is winning. So, yeah.
you've played with a lot of talented players in Seattle and on the other side of the puck throughout the Western Hockey League. Like, what has the level of play done to help you elevate your play over the years?
Yeah, I mean, when you get to go against guys like Catton and, you know, Yager, Height, like it's top notch. Obviously, the Western League, I love playing there. So crucial when you get to play against guys like that.